CECL model and IFRS 9. How are they different? Financial institutions around the world are revising how they estimate credit losses, but those institutions subject to the International Accounting Standards Board standards have gotten a head start on those that will follow the US Financial Accounting Standards Board CECL model, or Current Expected Credit Loss model. Earlier effective dates of IASB's International Financial Reporting Standard, IFRS 9, are not the only substantive differences from CECL model. Even though both standards incorporate forward-looking models for estimating credit losses of financial instruments, they have distinct differences of which both domestic and international institutions should be made aware. In an article from KPMG's IFRS 9 Institute, the authors discussed the different implementation challenges for domestic and foreign institutions while explaining the high-level differences between the two standards. Effective dates. IFRS 9 has already been in effect for over half a year. The standard was implemented by financial institutions with annual periods beginning on or after January 1, 2018. CECL model goes into effect for financial institutions with annual periods beginning after December 15, 2019 for SEC filers and periods beginning after December 15, 2021 for non-public business entities, PBEs. Challenges. U.S. financial institutions who are compliant with IFRS 9 for their foreign operations may want to leverage some of their existing model work for CECL model adoption. KPMG predicted in the article that U.S. banks will consider IFRS 9's requirements relative to their expected CECL model decisions to limit undue organizational complexity and operational burden for foreign reporting purposes. Although the largest impact of CECL model and IFRS 9 will be observed in bank and credit unions, alternative lenders may experience challenges given that they are often not regulated as heavily as banks. This means that if an alternative lender holds financial assets, they will most likely have to undergo a larger organizational shift to ensure that their models are compliant. Measurement of expected credit losses. One of the primary differences discussed in the KPMG article was the projection of losses for financial instruments. CECL model requires that all instruments are projected over the life of the loan. IFRS 9, however, varies its projection requirement based on whether an asset is classified as a Stage 1, 2, or 3. According to BDO UK, Stage 1 classification consists of assets where credit risk has not increased significantly since initial recognition, and Stage 2 occurs when credit risk has increased. Stage 3 is when a financial asset is considered credit impaired. Assets classified as a Stage 1 only need to have their losses projected over 12 months. Assets classified as a Stage 2 and 3 are similar to CECL and have a life of the loan requirement. Additionally, Stage 3 assets should recognize interest income on a net basis. Garver Moore, Managing Director of SageWorks Advisory Group, said this of the two standards. A well-considered modeling regime for current expected credit loss, CECL, can be readily varied by changing modeling assumptions to produce stage results under IASB's IFRS 9 approach, but translation of Stage 1 IFRS 9 results to the lifetime notion is a more difficult direction. Application of Stage 2 modeling to Stage 1 assets to produce a whole portfolio lifetime loss expectation is theoretically straightforward, but implementation approaches may not be operationally scalable. Potential pros and cons of both models. FASB's CECL model. Pros: forward-looking requirements, immediate write-offs, improved definitions of interest income, collateral dependency, etc. Cons: lack of clarity on how to calculate future expected losses, potential for large immediate increase in allowance levels. The IASB feels this approach originates assets at below fair value. IASB's IFRS 9. Pros: forward-looking requirements, immediate write-offs, does not require lifetime losses for pass-rated loans, included financial guarantee contracts. Cons: sizable increase in allowance levels, ambiguity surrounding Stage 2 classification of 3-bucket approach. CECL model appears to be clearer in terms of purchased credit-impaired PCI financial assets. In our field experience, we have found the impact to capital concerns under CECL model to be exaggerated, at least under present economic outlooks, Moore added. A large part of this stems from the banking industry's tendency to over-reserve under an incurred notion through use of post-hoc adjustment. Credit unions and non-depository institutions may find the impact more severe. However, CECL model gives institutions extremely broad latitude in presenting investors with a good faith estimate of lifetime credit loss exposure, taking into account reasonable expectations about the future, while the IASB standard at least offers more prescriptive guidance on classification and treatment within those classifications.